Hello again. So the other organ associated with the soil element or the earth element is the spleen, which runs right across your middle. So the spleen is in charge of manufacturing blood. So everything that we eat, which goes down into the stomach, it then gets all moving and grooving and is actually turned into blood, which then will circulate around our bodies. The spleen also, and this is the Eastern tradition, sends a mist up to the lungs to keep them moist. So the lungs are like two big sponges. They're not just two empty bags, they're like two big sponges, and they need to be moist so that when we breathe in, the air, the oxygen that we breathe in, doesn't find a sort of crustiness inside our lungs. The lungs can also hold depression. So if you hear a lot of people sighing, if they have a long sigh, it can be to do with depression. So it's holding that emotion within the lungs. So to depress means to push down. So when we are depressed, we're pushing down our emotions and not allowing them to be expressed. So the spleen energy, you may have heard the phrase venting your spleen. So a vent is an opening which allows energy to escape. So sometimes when we hold emotions and energies within us that get stuck, by working on ourselves in certain points on the body, you can allow that energy to escape without going into anger or rage or something that is over the top and overwhelming, not just for the other person or situation, but for yourself. So with the spleen, there are other areas on the body, apart from the meridians, where you will find points which you can work on. So when we have jowls, and I've got a bit of it myself here, this is stomach and spleen energy. So when you find people with really droopy jowls, that's to do with the hunger for life. Have you enjoyed your life? Are you enjoying your life? Are you feeding your desires and your dreams and your goals and your wishes? The temples are spleen energy. So sometimes when we're overthinking, so one of the negative sides of spleen energy is overthinking, it's worrying, it's analysis paralysis. Shall I, shan't I, will I, won't I? And so by gently massaging your temples, you can help to release that, again, like a vent, release that trapped energy of worry and overthinking. Also, either side of your nose, just in here, is also spleen energy. So when you have sinus issues, when you have a blocked nose where energy can't seem to flow freely within you, that area you can also gently massage. So there are a number of ways of releasing trapped emotions, trapped energies, and bringing us back into alignment and allowing us to move forward with our lives. So the earth element is to do with how we treat our bodies. So in an astrological sense, it's the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by the planet Venus. So our earthly bodies are a temple, as we've been told, and when we treat them with respect and we honour the temple that holds our spirits, then we are full of energy when we have this sense of adventure, trying something new. So even at an ancient age, which I'm creeping into, I still have a zest for life. I still have this feeling of, yes, there are still things to do, still things to explore, still things to learn, still things to teach. So I learned a lot of this stuff 35 years ago. and I put it away, and I recently changed things around and dusted off some old books and thought, oh, this is interesting. There's something I can perhaps share with my viewers and also people who are learning Chinese medicine, acupuncture, shiatsu, and this sort of thing, and about the meridians and the energies. Because I know that when I was studying, I found it so totally fascinating, completely different to the Western view, where every organ in your body is separate. And so you've got a gynecologist, looks after ladies' bits. You've got an oncologist, and ology means the study of. So there are experts in different bits of your body, which is crazy, really. And so in the Eastern tradition, the whole body is treated. And as I said earlier on in the previous video, the meridians aren't separate. They're all channels of energy and they all connect with each other. So the last point of stomach meridian is your second toe. And the first point of spleen meridian brings back up the energy running up through the body, up into the groin, and actually to the spleen itself. And there's this beautiful flow of one meridian joining another one. So as we tap into the earth energies, earth is also about grounding, feeling that we are stable, that we are secure, and that where we place our feet in life is a good pathway for us. So you may find that from time to time, thorns show up in our lives, and great big obstacles, etc., etc. So we can either back away from that and say, well, no, I'm not going there. Or we can say, well, what tools do I have? What have I got in my quiver? And I use that term because the quiver is usually worn over a shoulder or at the back of your body. So a quiver holds arrows. And wherever we want to aim in life, we take an arrow and we set an intention to where we wish to place ourselves in the future. So if there are obstacles in your way, as I said, you can either walk away from it, or you can say, well, what can I use to get through this, or get around this, or get over this? Because many people will say to you, if you're going through a hard time, I'll just get over it, which is easier said than done. But you are able to get over something when you find the path of least resistance. So when the spleen is over-worrying, overthinking, anxious about things, it will find the worst case scenario. Whereas if the spleen is working in the positive, it will find the best case scenario. So just little tips of overthinking, over-worrying, just gently, gently working on these little areas on your body and imagining the venting, so an opening of this energy to escape where it's been trapped and trapped and trapped. And because the quiver is held on your back is your past. It is what's behind you. We can bring things from the past into the now, both positive and negative. Which would you prefer? So I hope that's been of some help to you, and I'll see you again for the next element. Bye for now.